Ok, bonjour. Je suis en compagnie de Bob, qui est un professeur de français qui vit à Leeds, en Angleterre. Il m'a contacté et puis il avait du temps libre ce matin, donc nous sommes sortis dans les rues de Nice tous les deux et nous avons vécu des choses merveilleuses. Un jeune Africain de Côte d'Ivoire, Boubacar, a été délivré complètement de sa douleur à la cheville. Il avait une mauvaise fracture au poignet et qui était mal guéri et il a été aussi délivré. Et surtout, il a accepté le nom de Jésus, il a accepté de recevoir la Bible, il a accepté de changer de vie et il va venir nous retrouver un peu plus tard pour avoir d'autres explications sur la repentance et la foi en Jésus-Christ et le baptême. Et avant, nous avons vu une dame italienne, Maria, qui a aussi accepté la prière. C'est Bob qui a prié. Et nous avons pu aussi témoigner. Et toutes ces choses-là sont super. Et nous avons vu encore une autre personne qui a aussi reçu le nom de Jésus, qui a été délivrée. Et c'était vraiment une super matinée. Maintenant, Bob va donner la même chose, mais en anglais.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I got the chance to meet with Emmanuel. I think it was God which kind of helped me find him yesterday. We just bumped into each other here in the centre of Nice while I had some free time. And so I wanted to learn from him because I knew he's got a few more miles on the clock than I have. And so we met up this morning and I wanted to see how he approaches people and learn from him and learn how to be a disciple better than before. So we've approached quite a few people this morning and we've seen God do some wonderful things. I'm reminded how God's heart is so often for the broken. Well, everybody's broken, but particularly the poor. And so we had a very good time talking to two African boys. One was a Christian. He was from Nigeria, but he was sans papier. He was unofficial. He didn't have any legal status here in the country, and he had a pain in his foot. And we just prayed in Jesus' name that the pain would go, and it went straight away. And so we were able to bless him. And then sitting quite near him was a young man called Boubacar, who had a pain in his arm. You could see he'd had a really bad injury, and he had a pain in his foot as well. And once again we prayed in Jesus' name, and the pain left his foot. We prayed a couple of times, and it had all gone. And we asked him if he knew Jesus, if he'd ever experienced God in his life, and he said he hadn't. But God had opened his heart, so we were able to really share the gospel with him, and he was just like taking it all in, and it was really touching to see God at work in his life. So that was so good. I've learned a lot this morning, particularly about the person of peace. I've heard a lot of the teaching about the person of peace before, and I've just seen it more in action this morning, how important it is just to know what you're looking for. And one of the things I learned this morning was, if you ask somebody if there's something wrong with them and they say no, and they don't ask you any more questions after that, then it's probably not a person of peace, because there's no curiosity. But we saw that, in fact, 2 benches away right now, there's a guy who had nothing wrong with his body, but he asked us why we're doing this, and we told him because we're learning to be disciples of Jesus. Then he had a whole bunch more questions, and we were able to help him. And so Emmanuel gave him a Bible and some contact details, and he's sitting there just 2 benches away reading his Bible right now. And we hope that will be continued. So I've learned a lot this morning. I'm so grateful, and I don't feel tired. I feel encouraged. I feel I've learned a lot. I'm very grateful to Emmanuel for showing me, and really grateful to Jesus for making it all possible. It's wonderful. Okay. It's a good life.
And now, to be continued.
Yes.
Okay.
C'est la première fois que j'ai fait une vidéo.